Hello, everybody. I'm going to start by playing a video of the highlights for today. So, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I want to take this session just to go through some of the numbers, the final numbers of LEAP, the largest debut tech event in history. And I think, really, Saudi Arabia is the only place in the world at the moment that could launch during COVID an event that is a global, important event in its first edition. So let's have a round of applause for Saudi Arabia and what it's achieved with LEAP. So I want to go through what we think of the final numbers at the moment. We've got 506 speakers, and excellent speakers at that. We've got 402 startups, some of them excellent. And you know what? We had some of the world's most famous recent IPO companies, the founders of which were judging those startup awards. And we're going to see some of the most famous dragons from BBC and from other programs coming on after me to show and decide the finalists and the final winners after this. 716 exhibitors, 6 conference stages, 10 tracks, and more than 80,000 attendees, making this the largest and most well-attended tech show in the Middle East and one of the largest in the world. So we decided at the beginning of this to benchmark ourselves against those other global tech shows. Web Summit, CES, VivaTech, Slush, Mobile World Congress, those big names in technology. And we wanted to ensure at the beginning of this campaign that LEAP could finish amongst that rich table of great brands. Did they? Let's put it in context before we decide how well we did or if we're nearly there. These other events, CES, 55 years ago it was founded. 35 years ago for Mobile World Congress, 14 for Slush, 13 for Web Summit, 6 for VivaTech. So this is LEAP in year 1. In year 1, how did these other events do in their first year? LEAP achieved 80,000, VivaTech 45, CES 17.5, Slush 500, and Web Summit 400 in their first years. So that puts it into context. When the Saudi government, when Saudi private enterprise, when global sponsors get together and they accelerate the start of an event in a region, in a country where people have been looking for an event like this for years and it emerges, this is how well it can achieve in its first edition. And When we look at the most recent versions of these events, you can see that we are doing exceptionally well leading that pack. How do we perform on speakers? Mobile World Congress, almost 1,000, Web Summit, 750. We're above VivaTech, we're above CES, we're above Slush. We're right in the mix of it in our first edition, and let me tell you, the next time it comes, we're going to be nearer the top. And probably one of the most exciting figures that I can tell you today is that we finished on 129 countries visiting Riyadh. That's one more than Web Summit and many more than Slush. So during this show, we of course had some amazing announcements, and the Ministry of Communications and IT, who I remember speaking to about 2 years ago, they had this idea. They wanted to bring this show to Riyadh. They always wanted it to be global, and they always said, you've got to have the best announcements to make the show worthwhile, and they delivered. We've had amazing announcements from multi-billion-dollar funds, from the first ever country to be mapped into the metaverse. We've had big innovation parks and incubators launched, and so I think they've delivered, and Saudi has delivered on this place being a place of news and relevance. And I think that also shows in what people are saying about this event. The feedback is good. We can do better, and we will do better next time. We will continue to improve, but I'm happy to say that LEAP has emerged on the global stage as a major tech conference. So thank you. Thank you to everyone who's supported us, our sponsors, the Ministry of Communications, SAF CSP, and especially you guys. Thanks very much.